I'm really excited to get started. This is my first full-length video of this sort, and I'm just very excited. But yeah, thank you so much first and foremost for popping by. Well, just a bit of background. I have been using the Hobonichi techos for at least 6 months now, and I have been enjoying every moment of it. So I have been, journaling daily, and I realized that it has really helped to improve my writing and also my concentration. Previously, I've just been at home. If I'm at home, I'll be doom scrolling social media a lot, and this is exactly what I needed to wean myself off social media. And yeah, so I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to make a video out of this. Maybe it's just one of my bucket lists to to feature things that I love. Yeah, so again, just maybe a bit of disclaimer, a bit of background that I have only been in this hobby for maybe a bit more than 6 months. So I am completely new in this. I do not know anything about planner systems and the differences between planners. I've just only started on the Hobonichi techos, the weekly and dailies. So the most recent addition is my traveler's notebook, which I got just recently back in March when I went to Kyoto. So I have been enjoying all these notebooks so far. I have no complaints whatsoever, and I have been doing, writing them on a daily basis for 6 months already. And I think it is about time to do a quick review, just a fun review of what makes sense to me, what I enjoy about these books or what I do not enjoy about these books. So yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so let's start with the weeks. So this is the Hobonichi weeks. This is the first planner I have ever gotten from Hobonichi. And what drew me to it was the cover. Like, I've never had a planner this beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous design. So beautiful. And I love it so much. So yeah, so this was the first book ever that I've used. And the way I have used it has evolved over the past 6 months. So I will talk about that later. Okay, so maybe just there's a little pocket over here with a sticker set that I got from Daiso. It's pretty cute. And yeah, I just slot it over here to use it as and when I need to. So what I do with the monthly pages over here is that I will only fill them in after the month ends. I will just, write the significant things down. So yeah, so for instance, like in January, I went to Tokyo, and these are the places that I went to. And oh yes, and this was the trip. Like, this was my first solo trip to Japan, and really enjoyed myself in Tokyo. So moving on to May. Yep, so this is the part, so I haven't exactly filled every cell here, simply because, well, the month has just ended, so I will probably fill this in after the video. Okay, so moving on to the weeks. So what I would usually do at the start, when I first started using the Hobonichi weeks, what I would do is I would write down every day without fail. And I realized very quickly that this was not feasible because I was not able to write down completely what I wanted to say in such small spaces. So I can get really wordy because I love to write a lot, but this was not working for me. And I realized I had to get the dailies, so the Hobonichi Hon, I believe, and yeah, so that solved the urge to just write. So I quickly learned that the weeklies was meant for something more, I would say, more fancy. So I kind of decided that this would be my creative outlet, and the hon would be where I would write. Okay, I would write down my thoughts, everything, you know, good and bad. I would write all of them in here. So this was how I started to draw. And just a bit of background, I never draw. I've never drawn anything serious. Yeah, so I kind of tried my best. So what I do is that I will just go online and I will just Google for a doodle and I would trace, or I would just try to copy and doodle it on my own. So far it's been pretty okay, pretty neat, and I kind of like what I see. Despite being very like an amateur, I have no talent here, so I've been very happy about this. And so this is my little baby, and you know, it's been 10 years already, but she has passed away. So I thought that for every planner that I get for every year henceforth, I will paste a picture of her just to remind myself that she will always be my baby. Although I don't really need that reminder, obviously, but it's good to have her in this book. Yeah, so I have been doing this religiously for the entire 6 months. Like over here, that kind of thing. And what else? Also for this page, well, I really like the habit trackers that I have here. And I've been tracking the weather as well. And for the spaces, for the empty spaces, I would write very, detail some things that I thought would make sense to write it there and stuff like that. So that is really at the beginning of this year. So I think, well, I'll just flip to the page which is my most favorite, that I am most proud of, so to speak. I cannot really find it. Where did it go? Okay, yes. Yep, so this is my kind of one of my more favorite pages. So all this, my doodles. But I just want to put a disclaimer that these doodles are not mine. Well, I kind of copied or got inspired by the Japanese illustrators and their illustrations. So for someone who has never really drawn seriously in my entire life before, and yeah, so I just wanted to learn how to draw from scratch, and I think the only way I could do it, I guess, is to copy. So these works are not mine. Like these illustrations, these doodles are not mine. I just want to stress it very clearly there. Yeah, so this is like halfway through in April. I really love, it's getting messier. So it started off with like really clean doodles, and then it went on to more fancy ones. So moving on to the last week of May. So this is her, and this is how my planner looks like currently. And there's still a lot of doodles, but the doodling has, decreased a bit, simply because I wanted to start pasting more stickers in my techo. Simply also because I have been, saving too many stickers that have been piling up in my cupboard. So I didn't want to be a hoarder. I needed to use them before I justify my next trip back to Japan to get more. So this is what it looks like, and I am just very happy. And I just want to introduce my Yaba cat. I call her the Juice Yaba cat. because every time when I do something surprising or astonishing, either way I'll just put yaba, which is very adorable. But anyway, so that's that. And yeah, so we are in the month of June already. I have already prepped the pages, and yeah, so habits and some of these stickers, and I will probably be doodling in these areas over here. Yeah, so I think that's all for the weeks. So maybe just two other things maybe I like to talk about, and that is the accessories that I use for my Hobonichi Weeks techo. So this obviously is the I forgot how do you call this, like I forgot. So this thing, I have been using it, so if you can see it's really dirty right now, but I really love the, you know, how much I have used this board. And so for this piece, it's, what do you call this, like it's a stencil ruler hybrid that I use on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm very happy with the Hobonichi Weeks. I have been using it every single day, and so this is really something very different, and I welcome this change. Okay, so moving on to the daily, Hobonichi dailies, or the Hobonichi Hon. I think it's called the Hon. I'm not exactly sure anymore. So I got the A5 version. The A5 version is the smaller version out of, like, they have the cousin, and I think they have the cousin which is really big. So again, for this, I have been writing every day for the past 6 months, and I have been loving every single moment writing. So so maybe just to look at the cover first. Oh no, it's a bit something happened over here. Let me try to fix that first. So this sticker is actually from, I got it from the, what do you call that, the Traveler's Factory at Kyoto. Yeah, so this is my Hon. I've seen a lot of beautiful covers on YouTube, and I try my best to emulate, but I wasn't able to, simply because I don't have the stickers, or I'm just really new at it. I'm maybe so untalented that I needed more guidance. So anyway, I just pasted, I just went with my heart, and I just pasted however it should, I wanted to, and this is how it resulted. So this sticker over here is like by Clicky Kyoto. I got this from at one of the not so famous stationery stores in Tokyo. She's throwing a bottle, and I kind of love this deviance. And like, sometimes you just want to throw a bottle. That's exactly how I feel sometimes on a daily basis. So yeah, so I love Ginza. So Ginza is my favorite spot. I know it's very, very touristy, but Itoya Ginza is like the best. The best stationery. It's like a stationery heaven, So I love Ginza simply because of there's Itoya and there's Loft. Like, it's crazy amount of shopping to do there. At the back, now, this page is extremely meaningful for me. I love Forever Friends bears. I know they are close to obsolete right now. I am a millennial, so back in the day when I was really young, my mom bought me this life-size, like when I was a kid it was as big as I was. So I love Forever Friends, and I really hope that they can make a comeback. But anyway, this is the back page. Okay, so this is the first page, the monthly pages, and I do not update the pages here simply because I would use the week's calendar. I prefer to just stick to one so I don't get confused and I don't need to feel the stress of updating so many times in a day. Yeah, so I keep this blank most of the time. Yep. So I just remind myself with a sticker over here just to tell myself, use the weeks and not here. So moving on to, well, the 1st of January. So this is how I have been writing my techo. The template, the standard template that I'm still using at this current stage is to have like one of the Hitotoki sticker over here and hiding the numbers. So pasting like a washi over here and then just writing. So I didn't want to obstruct anywhere. I wanted the full space just for writing. Oh, there's actually missing space here. So this is just the standard templates. I did try to incorporate some stickers, but I realized that when I do that, like for instance, let me just find a page that I did exactly that. So for instance, this is, I feel like, pretty nice. Like I really love how pretty this looked, but I was running out of space. Like I really wanted to write. So that's the dilemma. I wanted the pages to be pretty, but at the same time there's just not enough space. So I kind of realized around this time when I was doing this that I needed the cousin. Like I needed a bigger space to write till my heart's content, and also to paste, to design. Obviously next year when the new Hobonichi series starts, I would buy the bigger cousins. So the nicest pages I have out of the entire 6 months are in what's this, April. So this is coinciding with Japan's Sakura season, so the start of spring, and I really loved it. So I kind of like made this the month of April to be an ode to Japan, that sort of way, because my love for Japan actually spans quite long from when I was a teenager. So I was really into anime and I even learned a bit of Japanese. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about all the things that made me happy in Japan, about Japan, and the songs that are on loop currently, even till today. So these are very internationally recognizable titles. And yeah, so I've also tried this way of filling in my hon, and I kind of like it as well. Like I drew some inspiration again from Instagram, and like just to fill things in, and not really thinking of writing too much. So this was pretty nice as well. It looks very presentable and something I would kind of want to flip to when I look back on the days. So the month of April was my most creative month as well. I was doing just doing anything that's related to Sakura, the cherry blossoms. So over here as well, and here as well. Yeah, so every single day I was trying something different. I was trying my best to push my creativity sort of repertoire to the edge, that sort of thing. Yeah, so it's something like that. So as the days went by in the month of April, I was starting to feel a bit tired. I wasn't being very creative as often as in the front. So yeah, but I thought, just to trust the process. I was tired and I was so happy that May came. And this was when, you know, I went back to my usual kinds of like template over here as well, you know, trying to incorporate stickers. So I went, yeah, so it's very standard. Like the hon for me, it's very standard. Like that's because, you know, I am just writing thoughts, my own thoughts, and they can be really long. Like I have a tendency to ruminate on the negative thoughts, on positive thoughts equally, and so it's just not enough. Like I would prefer maybe an A4 size, but again, if I ever get an A4 book, I will not be able to use it because it's just not like friendly, I would think. So this is in May, and on the last page, I guess, yeah, this is how it looks like over here. These are the very nice washis. I try to, you know, I do obstruct myself from writing from time to time, but most of the time, you know, I try my best not to. So this is also one of my nicer pages of me. Yeah, I just kind of like the creativity that goes on with the pasting and stuff like that. So that was fun. I love to write as well. So yeah, that's all for my hon. Okay, so the last book is the latest of the trio, which is the Traveler's Notebook, and this is the Kyoto edition, and I really love it so much. I love the green. She's beautiful, and I love this you know, kind of design over here that is very special. It's beautiful and special. So this, of course, was gotten at the Traveler's Factory as well in Kyoto. So yeah, so I'm just very pleased with this. I have been using it during my travels a lot of the time, simply because it's more durable, it's foldable, and the more I use it, the more aged it looks, and that is the reason why I bring it with me on the go. So initially, I used this for my travel, as I mentioned earlier, and so initially what I used this exclusively for is for my Eki stems. So this was in Hobonichi event that happened in January. It was at the Sumimoto building in Shinjuku. Yeah, so I was very happy to be able to collect the stamp there. And yeah, so this is from Singapore City Lux. We all know City Lux. And they have the, you know, limited edition 2025 SG60 stamp over here. And these are all really beautiful stamps. I met a lot of people there and everyone was kind and friendly. And yeah, so I realized, you know, that this book, this insert is not good for stamping, obviously, because there were a lot of bleed throughs, like so. Yeah, but nonetheless, I wanted to finish this insert. If not, I wouldn't know what to do, you know, do about it. So this is my first Eki stamp in Osaka. So I was very happy to even get this stamp. So I actually would write where I got the stamps from. So this is from the Yotsubashi Eki and exit 24. And so yeah, so I was so happy, but I was also very nervous when I couldn't find the stamps and I had to ask the train conductors. This is at Umeda and Shinosaka. So I tried my best to go to every stop in the, what is this, the red line. And so over here, like, oh my god. Yeah, some of the lessons I've learned while doing the Eki stamping was that some of the stamps can be very dry and some can be very wet. So, you know, it pays to just get a few slips of paper, just put it in the pouch over here, and just do a test stamp first. So this was really fun. Again, I was trying, like I honestly was trying my best to get a good, a good stamp. And some of the stamps, like the more famous one, this is at Namba station, was more faded and more dry. So yeah, so you see the bleed through, this is the worst ever. But yeah, so I was very happy to just be using this for stamping. This was in some diving convention, ADEX diving convention, so that was the last page actually. And I will probably try to finish the pages before I remove and replace this insert. What I like to do about writing is that sometimes I would have a thought that I would want to expand on, and these could be something from very psychological, like very construct based, and just like I just love to expand a concept or a construct and then just summarize them and expand it again and argue with myself. So yeah, so that's the thing. I like to, it's as though I'm talking to myself, but I am the contrarian of myself in some sense. So I really love doing that. I would feel like that's something I love to do a lot, but I've never really put them down in words. Well, this is the insert just for that, and I have been writing like so much, but these are really personal, so I would not get into there. Yeah, I've been using the Traveler's Notebook in different ways just so to understand how to use it better and whether it fits my style. When I want to compare with these three notebooks, well, I love the Hobonichi notebooks better, simply because of the pages. Like this, it's very thin, but it's good. Like it's thin and good. And I have been using my fountain pens on the Hobonichi Hon, and there hasn't been an issue, at least for mine. So this was really good for me. Yeah, so for this, I think usually I will use it for my travels, simply because it's just nice to have. Like it's nice to have a leather cover planner and to use it for stamping. So far, this is exactly what I'm doing for my setup. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching to the end. I kind of consolidated my thoughts as well. This was very helpful for me. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.